in the health and wellness industry since 1995, and I like to call him the jack of all trades. Nutrition formulator, author, and a practicing chiropractor for the last 20 years. He's been in the network marketing industry for the last 6 years, but this opportunity has allowed him to touch and change the lives of more people than he ever thought possible. And alongside with that great opportunity, this has also created more time for him to be able to spend that with his family. A wonderful father of 4 and also been married for 25 years. Please help me show him some love in the chat. Dr. Brett Brimhall. How are you, doctor?
Hey, thank you so much and appreciate being here. I'd like to say I'm not nervous, but I am a little bit, I think, more because of the responsibility that I feel like I have, but also the gift that I have. And so to share with you guys the things that LifeVantage is creating, and I appreciate the introduction. I'm grateful to be on this call. I'm grateful to represent many wonderful distributors and practitioners that are part of this great company. So thank you. So I'm excited. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to share with you about daily wellness. So again, as I was preparing, I really was thinking about a lot of individuals I've worked with over the last 25 plus years and looking for solutions to problems. And the world we're living in currently, there's a huge concern of moms, of dads, of professionals looking for, like, how do I keep myself healthy? Like, how do I, at a busy life that I have, we always say that phrase, I don't have time to be down. Like, I don't have time to get sick. Like, I need to be able to stay up on my game. And unfortunately, in the society we live, we use a lot of reaction to problems. And wellness is a big part of that. So I was super excited to see that LifeVantage was coming out with something that was designed to be taken daily for proactive immunity. And so I'm going to go through a little bit of the highlight of what this is and just the amazing body that you have and the way you can optimize its functions. And so this product called Daily Wellness is designed to be taken daily, because when you're exposed to anything, whether it's stress, bacteria, viruses, anything of that nature, you don't always know when it's going to happen. So being proactive in your health is going to make a giant difference in the long-term outcome of how your body responds to that. So here we go. So I've got a quirky sense of humor a little bit. And when I think about the immune system, this is what came to my mind. You shall not pass. Your immune system has multiple barriers in place to keep things out so that it doesn't stop you from doing that which you love, right? So I want you to have some visuals of what's going on, because most people do not think about their immune system, their body, their health until they lose it. And so I truly think that people, if we knew better and we knew simple, convenient daily solutions that we could do, we would. And so this I want you to have in your mind, like, you shall not pass. Okay. So you have multiple layers to your immune system. There's what's called an innate and adaptive. All you need to know is that God designed us to handle our environment the way it has been, that we get up what's called an innate immunity from our moms, and also an adaptive immunity, which has to do with what's going on currently and how it can respond to that. So there's barriers set into place, just like we have in our homes. Like, I have 4 kids, right? And so I'm really protective of the exposures that they have to as they grew up. So when they're infants, like, and who I let hold them, how much exposure I let them have outside to, just to the environment, all those different things. So there's immunity systems set up for our bodies and no different. So you have a barrier response that's really made up of your skin, right? And really anything that's not inside you. So that's your eyes, that's your mucous membranes of your throat, your intestinal tract, even your urinary tract. All of this has a layer or a membrane that's designed as a barrier, right? Think of it as like a moat of a castle. Like, you don't want things into your castle, so it's designed, and it literally has a barrier, like a physical barrier. But in that physical barrier, guess what? Also has chemical stuff that it produces to keep things out. So I'll talk about a couple of key ingredients in Daily Wellness in a second and how it relates to influencing this barrier. Then you have another part of the adaptive barrier, which is it's a learning system. So it's able to start recognizing stuff that's not supposed to be there and then respond to it. And then next time it sees it, respond even faster. So we'll kind of talk through a few of those. Definitely not going to be boring. I'm going to give you real simple ways to remember it. So here's a real easy way to look at it. So think of it as a 3-tiered system. Look, if the moat doesn't stop the guys, we're going to have, the next level. We got the warriors on top. right, of the castle. And if not, we got to deal with it when they come inside the castle, right? So those 3 layers, and daily wellness is going to help us address those 3. All right. So here's that anatomical barrier I talked about, skin, mucous membranes, and you'll see that there's actual things your body produces on top of this skin, inside your intestinal tract, inside your stomach even, that helps to kind of break down the different things that can harm us, in fact. All right, here's some of the players, right? You don't need to know, they just know that they're there. One of the coolest things about the body, we don't even think about it till it doesn't work, right? That's you know, we don't even realize all this stuff is going on. So that's why it's really important that we want to move the mentality. And that's one thing I love about being a part of network marketing, is that I can take and help hopefully educate people the importance of being proactive in their health. And not just me, but all of us, right? Because truly where the rubber meets the road is with moms and with dads, right? Where we're educating and understanding how in which we can help our families be healthy and well, physically and emotionally. So these are some of the players in these different systems, but here's something that made me laugh, right? You know, come at me, bro. So does your immune system feel like this? Like, you know, I'm strong, I'm ready. Like, you know what, whatever. If you know that you're doing what you need to do, you're not going to be fearful about it, right? So we want your immune system to feel just that. And there are specific key things that you can do every single day that will influence that, right? So I want your immune system to literally feel like this. I want you to feel like this, like, hey, you know, come at me, bro. Okay. So here's what daily wellness is. It's a powdered drink. Okay. Literally, I mixed mine up this morning. Okay. And I'm drinking it this morning because I want it daily in my system. Now, I went by a couple of grocery stores this morning just to refresh in my mind the battle that we face as parents. Is if we wanted to know, like, and I also went on Amazon too, because I wanted to know, like, right, so what if I didn't know? What if I didn't know about LifeVantage? What if I didn't know about daily wellness and I was concerned about my family's health and wellness? Like, what would I do? Well, I'd probably go to Amazon and Dr. Google, and I'd probably go into things like Sprouts or Trader Joe's in the area I'm at. And as I went in there, guys, like, I'm looking at all these choices. Like, and again, there's vitamin C, there's zinc, there's elderberry, right? There's quercetin, there's all these different like individual bottles of things. There's gummies, and then there's tablets, and then there's emergencies. There's all these different things. Like, how do I know that's going to work? How do I even know what it's doing? And why there's so difference in cost? Like, why if it's elderberry, why is there such a variance in cost from one to another? Like, how do I know which one? And with, you know, I've been training physicians for 25 years. So I've studied a lot of different things. And so if I'm a little overwhelmed by that, I can only imagine what it feels like. And then we have to go on Amazon or Google, right, and try to determine if the review we're having is real or not. So here's what I want you to know. LifeVantage does the research. So I wasn't looking for a company. I wasn't looking for a product. But when I saw some results that I couldn't explain in an individual, I'm like, something is very different about how these products are made. That was with Protandim NRF2. But when every product is made that same way with LifeVantage, they're looking, okay, how do I make key ingredients combined together that are unique, and maybe even a unique way of delivery, to find ways to activate my body's responses? That's what this is. Daily wellness is no different. So we can't slow down, so we've got to figure out a way to boost our immune systems, right? And I always say, you know, if mom's down, everybody's down. So super, super important to keep everybody up and healthy and happy, okay? All right, here's some key points that I want you to know. I love the fact that it's a powder. Why? Because it's super easy to get it down to me and my family. I don't know about you, sometimes kids don't want to swallow stuff. Nice thing, I can mix this in a drink, give it to all the kids. And for years, I've done this with other companies that I formulated for. I'd find a powder that I could use of some way, somehow, to get stuff into my kids when they're littler, because I wanted them to have the right nutrients. I love that it's a powder. The great thing about this, okay, it's an elderberry IC flavored. There's no allergens. It's gluten-free, non-GMO, vegetarian friendly, right? Actually kosher too. So super cool that we have that. It's in this little canister. All I have to do is mix it up, dump it in anything. So I put it in protein drinks sometimes. I put it in my prebiotics sometimes, because it's just super easy to combine. All right. This is all about a proactive immunity. We're working on affecting all parts of that immune system. And I want you to think about some of the things I've said and looking at other products LifeVantage makes and how it might relate to how these would go together. right? Because one thing people are always going to ask, well, which ones do I take? I'm always more of one, like, which system do you not want to support? There are individuals that may need more support in one system more than others, but which system do you not want to support? That's going to come back again when we talk about multiple products that LifeVantage has, right? LifeVantage is the only product in the market that's uniquely formulated with these 5 ingredients, right, to support the immune response in a powdered version, which makes it super easy and convenient. So for those that are moms or busy dads, right, whatever, you can simply mix it up and go. Sometimes if I'm really busy, I'll mix it up at night, throw it in the fridge. So I'll just grab it on my way out the next day. So here's the key: 5 to thrive. Keep it super, super, super simple, right? 5 to thrive. Right? If you look at a lot of the other products LifeVantage has designed to combining specific nutrients in specific ways to cause a very specific response. All right, here's some of the key ingredients and some of the key claims that we can make, which I love that these are ones we can make. The last thing you want to do is make a claim you cannot back up. The bottom line for me, the most expensive supplement is the one that doesn't work, right? So the most expensive supplement is the one that doesn't work, all right? So there's something we're looking for when we take a product. So for me, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking, okay, I want to make sure I'm supporting my body's natural immune response. The other night, I was literally, my daughter taking anatomy and physiology, and I was reading some of these studies, and I was all excited about it. I said, let me give you the Cliff Note version, right? Because I was excited to know that this is something I can get into her life as a junior in high school, right? Who's super busy, dances 20 plus hours a week, and knowing that she's going to be exposed to all sorts of stuff, and that I can have something in her body at the time she has the stress and the exposure, right? So here's the 5. Vitamin C. Like, vitamin C is no stranger to the immune system. And when you look at the dose on it, it's specific to something that you can be given every day. One of the questions we will get sometimes, well, is it enough vitamin C? Yes, it is, right? If you're taking it daily. Your body has an absorption ability of vitamin C and an effective dose. So if you get too much, you're not going to change the effective dose a whole lot, right? So it's a perfect amount to support that immune response, okay? Vitamin D. Vitamin D is probably the most deficient vitamin on the planet, right? Even in the state of Arizona where I live, all the lab tests that I ever do on people, it's extremely rare that I have somebody that's in a normal range, and almost never someone that's in optimal range unless they're taking vitamin D. Vitamin D, no matter where you look, you find it's important for bone health, immune health, and it's something with this dose designed to be taken daily, because you want your body to have that starting building up in your system and ready when you need it. Okay, zinc. Again, zinc is probably one of the most efficient minerals in the world today, because people just don't take enough. We've seen this really surge this last year because people are looking for ways to improve their immune response. The interesting thing, I remember when I studied zinc years ago, as we were studying how to look for deficiency, that they would tell us to look for people that have a difficult time smelling, right? Or tasting, because zinc is required for both of those. Zinc is also required for your digestive system. So think about how many people do you know that have struggled with your mucous membranes or can't smell, right? Or they don't taste things the same. That ties into zinc deficiencies, right? I love that it's a simple way to get zinc into the body. Okay, elderberry. There's tons of different studies on elderberry and elderberry extract. And you walk into any store, like this morning when I walked into a couple of stores, like right on the front shelf, guess what they're showing? These same nutrients that in like 12 or 15 to 30 different bottles, depending on the store I was in, of these ingredients in different bottles, right? In different ratios and different prices, right? So how do I know which one to trust? Okay. These ingredients just by themselves would be amazing. But one of the key players in the 5 to thrive is this fermented yeast extract. Now, this is fairly new to people, and it was actually new to me quite a bit too, because I was familiar with what's called beta glucans, and if you look at beta glucans, which is in our ProBio, it's specifically helpful for the immune response, right? So one of the things that we say a lot is that the gut has a huge part of the immune system. What I love about daily wellness is we're not only giving the body what it needs with the vitamin C, the D, the zinc, and the elderberry, we're giving it this fermented yeast extract. So it's literally a fermented yeast, okay? It's dehydrated, and what it's done, it has all the components of what's called a postbiotic. So think of it as what your good bacteria need to not only live, but to function optimally, to have all the things they need to be able to actually produce the things they produce to keep you healthy, right? And as I read through, there's over 8 clinical studies on the fermented yeast extract that we use. And that was what I was reading when I was talking with my daughter, so excited about it, because one of the studies that really stuck in my head a lot is that the plant where this was being produced, they noticed that there was that the plant where the workers were working, where they were producing the product, is they were having way less sick days than the office workers. And they said, well, that's kind of weird. So they went back and studied that and found that it had to do with because the people were inhaling some of the product, right? That kept their immune system healthy. And this was over a 30-year period of time, right? So what that hits to me in my head is what we breathe in every day affects your immune system every single day, whether you know it or not. And we can intently be proactive in our immunity and know that we have something like this. And there are a bunch of other studies on how this affects the digestive tract, which ties into the immune system. It actually supports your immune system against all different types of infections, right? And having that in play, as I looked at that and I started reading back through some of the science of where it came from, one of the companies I used to teach for actually produced a product that was a component of a yeast extract, and it was sold for over $50 a bottle. I'm like, holy smokes, right? So now thinking back to that phrase I said before, the most expensive supplement is the one that doesn't work. And also the one that sits in the shelf of my patients, right, that don't take it because they don't want it, because they can't swallow it, or they forget about it. Daily wellness taken daily will allow your body to have the things it needs to have when it needs to have it, if you're taking it daily. And by doing so, when your body's exposed, then it's going to be able to do the things it needs to do, like to actually handle the immunity like it's supposed to. So if you go back, there's your vitamin C, okay, your zinc, your elderberry, your fermented yeast, okay? We've talked again and again about the importance of the microbiome. And if you look at the LifeVantage formulas, there's a lot of talk around supporting systems versus symptoms. And this allows us to address the systems. So these are the claims we can make, which I love. It improves your immune response. It boosts your body's response to stressors. It supports everyday health and well-being. It supports your respiratory and sinus health. And it supports and balances your gut microbiome, right? So imagine, I want you to ask yourself the question right now: how prepared do you feel, and how prepared do you feel like your family is to handle the environment it is in right now from an immune system perspective? And how concerned are you, and how concerned are your family and friends about that, right? And what are the tools and resources that they have to be able to feel healthy, right? I have people come in every single day asking me, what can I do? What should I do? And even people on the street that I'll run into and talk to, that is the topic of conversation all the time, right? Because people are way more proactive now, looking for things to do to help their health. And right now, they're having to go to sources like Dr. Google, like Dr. Amazon, and look for reviews, right? I love network marketing from the standpoint, it's given me an opportunity to educate people, but also work with a team of people all across the globe to get phenomenal products out into the hands of the people, right, that need it now, and to know that they can trust the science and the background of a publicly traded company with phenomenal clinicians behind it, and research scientists looking and making products that are designed to be effective and powerful and unique, right? And so that's what we have. And they only work if they get into you, right? That's the reality. And so if you're not taking them yet, I'm excited for you too. One of the questions I get a lot is, well, is there benefit to take them together? So every single day, my routine is this. It's a Vitality Stack with NAD, the pre and postbiotic, the prebiotic, and the daily wellness I put together, and then I take my Axial. Why do I take all those things? I take it not because of what it helped me feel like, it's because of what I want to feel like, right? How I want to feel and how I want to perform, and know that I want my body to be protected. So here's the unique thing about daily wellness. There's so many people that are only on Protandim NRF2, which is awesome. Super excited that they are. Here's something that you'll want to know. If you can, with the daily wellness, having those extra nutrients there and the yeast extract, your absorption is going to be much better, which means the effectiveness of whatever you're taking is going to be better. So combining those two together, we're going to have better activation of pathways. At the same time, we're going to have a better, healthy gut response from not only a barrier perspective, but a effective in for how it processes nutrients, right? So here's just some pictures, okay, that you can use. And here's kind of where I want to end. I want to show you, hopefully this video will show real quick. Because I want you to have a visual of how your immune system's working, right? I want you to have a visual of how your immune system's working. And so, and I want you to think to yourself, how, because your immune system's not a job is to protect you, but it's to repair you. So I'm going to share this video with you. So this is a video of a bacteria that's being chased by a white blood cell. And your white blood cell's job is to find the bad guy, engulf the bad guy, get rid of the bad guy. So are you supporting your immune system with the things that it needs so it can literally do this? Like it can go around, it can find the bad guy and engulf the bad guy and then get rid of the bad guy. And if it's not, that's going to be a problem. The next slide is going to show a process of where the immune system recognizes the bad guy and then it calls his buddies over. This is the parasite, and you'll notice that some of the bacteria, the good white blood cells notice it, and all of a sudden they all go attack it. Pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to stop this share just a second so I can see your smiley faces, and I'll turn it back over to you guys. Here's the bottom line. I was so pumped up when I started reading the studies on this. Because I go back to that process of what's the most expensive product, the one that doesn't work. And 6 years ago, I was using what products that I knew. And I've watched in the last 6.5 years of people that I've been taking care of for over a decade have better response than I was getting them, doing everything that I knew with the products that we help formulate. And I'm just thrilled to be a part of a company that we're taking and looking at needs out there in the world. And the immune system is a huge need right now, and finding unique products that we can put together in a unique way to allow people to have that peace of mind knowing that, hey, I'm doing what I should. I can trust the products. It's effective. It's in a powder. I can get it down me and my family. And to have the science that's been backed up from so many studies over 30 years, right, of the benefit that it has in keeping us healthy and happy. Because like everybody said, like, I don't have time to get sick. I want you to have absolute confidence, right, that you can take these products and you can utilize them, but do them daily. You know, exercise is designed to be done daily. Proactive immunity is designed to be done daily. You know, I'm grateful that our body can adapt and respond, right, when we're not doing everything we should. But if you help it out, it's going to go a lot further along. So bottom line, take your daily wellness, dig into the research if you want, but keep it super simple, right? People are out there looking for solutions, and right now they're having to go places and they're confused, right? So LifeVantage has done the work. Dr. Dixon and his team has done a phenomenal job at doing the homework and finding something unique in our space, and found an easy way for us to share it with others. So just thrilled to have it. So excited for you that are on here as customers to get your chance to utilize the product. And looking forward to all your feedback.
Live an optimal life through health and wellness. Be well, get well, and stay well.